What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he, just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind. And I want to say what's up to everybody out there. Thanks to all of my subscribers, everyone who comments, everyone who likes, everyone who shares. And remember, guys, to hit the notification bell so you know when I'm running my mouth or I drop another video. So listen, guys, I want to start by acknowledging a question that was in my comment section, because, you know, every now and then I see some questions and I just want to throw an answer out there real quick. And it is a question that comes from, what's your name? It's Primetime2171. Primetime2171 said a day ago, have you ran across any articles about Disney thinking about splitting episode 9 into 2 movies? This is from Primetime2171. What's up, my man? And once again, I'm assuming gender, so, you know, what can I say? My analytics show that the vast majority of my viewers are males, so, you know, if you're not a male, sorry about that. But anyway, Primetime2171. Listen, I have been hearing about the possibility of them splitting Star Wars Episode 9 into 2 parts. And I think that it's probably a good idea. It's probably necessary. And you know why it's necessary? Although they would never admit this, it's necessary because Rian Johnson did such a horrible job. This was supposed to be a trilogy. And this man did such a horrible job directing the middle chapter. Now keep in mind, the middle chapter is supposed to be what ties the first chapter and the last chapter in a trilogy together. It's literally supposed to be the meat of your story. And this man has got to be the most selfish filmmaker ever in the history of motion picture. Because what he did was he disregarded what came before as much as possible. And then by the end, he tried to actually tie up so much so that there was like nothing to work with for the next chapter. You know, this guy actually tried to have a conclusion to the story right there. I mean, you kill Luke Skywalker. There's no place to go after killing Luke Skywalker, actually, theoretically speaking. You know what I mean? And this dude has the nerve to put that little scene at the end with Broom Boy, you know, to kind of give it that open, you know, who knows what's going to happen with the story from here. But it's a real actual closure, you know what I mean? Because there's no story there. It's just, you know, he just put it there to be like, and they lived happily ever after kind of thing, you know what I mean? As far as the resistance, the rebels are concerned, it's like they were flying off with like nobody left, and they were still happy because they were like, we have all we need and we will rise again. Like there was nothing compelling to go on to, you know what I mean? So because the middle chapter of the so-called trilogy is so, like, I'm sorry, it's so fucking lackluster, they actually have to come up with another middle chapter just to get a sufficient ending. And I don't even think they're going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So yes, I do see the need for them to have a 2-parter for episode 9. Absolutely. There's just so much damage control that has to be done before you even move on with the story. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You know, I've read articles recently that said The Last Jedi was Rian Johnson's love letter to Star Wars fans. How so? How was it his love letter to Star Wars fans? Where was the love in what he did? Not one single character was developed. Not one single character moved forward in a significant way, except for the fact that he killed Luke Skywalker, and that doesn't count as a love letter to the fans, especially the way they killed him. They had him broken, they had him beaten, they had him disillusioned, and then he died. They need to have a 2-parter just to make it even remotely acceptable for future generations, because those of us who are here now, we already know what this movie is. You know, we already know what this so-called trilogy is. It's divisive as hell. You know, they did all types of damage. And you know what, real quick, guys, I recently saw, what was it, just yesterday, I saw a video by Alex Becker, and damned if he didn't make a good point. Alex Becker said that they actually succeeded in what they set out to do, which was destroy what we love. These are people who are on the outside. They're not passionate about Star Wars. They never liked Star Wars, but they damn sure knew how to come in and fuck it up. And that's what they did. They fucked up the fandom, they fucked up the saga and the lore, and they just ride off with the money laughing. That's exactly what they set out to do, and that's exactly what they did. That's the reason why they're so, like, nonchalant about what the fans think, because they're not fans and they don't care. They did what they set out to do. They broke Star Wars. They destroyed it. And every time you look around, they're trying to do it to something else. What do you think they're bringing back Patrick Stewart for? You think they're bringing it back to pay homage to the man, to pay homage to the character of Jean-Luc Picard? No. I bet you anything what's going to happen is they're going to completely disrespect the character and leave him with little to no dignity. I've already seen the articles, you know, how we want to see him be more broken and damaged and all this. Why? Why? Because they don't care. That's why. And they'd rather come into something that we hold sacred and destroy it, destroy the foundation of it, rebuild it to the point where it's unrecognizable. You know, so that's how I feel about it, guys. And you know, as far as prime time, like I said before, yeah, I could see where episode 9 is going to have to be split into 2 movies, because Rian Johnson failed to come up with a suitable story, but he succeeded, along with Kathleen Kennedy, in destroying the lore and the saga and what we hold dear. You know, and they're getting away with it. You know, shout out to Alex Becker. I mean, I never thought of it like that, but you're absolutely right. You know, Prince said it best. Thieves in the temple, man. It's like they came in, they saw nothing that they respected. They saw nothing that they held sacred. And as a result of it, this is where we are now. You know, if, for the mere simple fact that the fandom is so badly split. You know, and it's a damn shame, because while we're arguing with ourselves, amongst ourselves as the fans, these people are making off like bandits. Now, moving on real quick, guys, because I gotta actually get to doing stuff here. But I just wanted to point out, by now most of you have heard about the latest developments in the James Gunn sickness. You know, I don't know, man, just the horrible story that it is, the way it keeps unraveling here. And I just wanted to say, guys, that these new pictures have come out, new pictures of James Gunn at a so-called pedophilia party. And, you know, like I said, a lot of you guys have seen the story by now, but I just wanted to put it out there, guys. And let me see if I can bring it up real quick, because everyone has been covering this, but the ones who are not covering it are the ones who have been supportive of this guy. And I guess they're trying to figure out a way they can spin it. But and you gotta forgive me, guys. I am trying to get to the point where I'm able to upgrade my operation here, so maybe I can be a little bit more presentable, you know, and have more in the way of, you know, just technical know-how, you know, and software to do what I need to do here. But until then, it's on my phone, okay? And this is the pictures. Okay, pedophilia party. You see what's going on there? Choking somebody dressed up like a girl. There goes that sick satanic rabbit. Alright. And there's Mr. Gunn dressed up like a priest, I guess. So there it is, guys. And all I want to say is, Chris Pratt, I understand you were praying on this. Well, maybe this is your answer to how you should be processing this. Alright. Zoe Saldana, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, you know, everybody who signed it, especially Dave Bautista. This is what I was ranting about on the other video when I said you're outing yourselves. Because when you so strongly stand behind somebody like this, it calls into question what you stand for and what you believe in. This isn't about whether this man is guilty or innocent of anything. I mean, clearly it looks like those are all consenting adults in that picture. But the fact of the matter is that this betrays a way of thinking, a lifestyle, you know, a philosophy, you know, and it's something that is a sign. And that's what we should be looking at, signs, guys. It's not about what he's doing that's a crime. It's more about what you see as a pattern of behavior or a pattern of speech. You know, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we should be looking at, because if there is a chance that there are children in danger in Hollywood or anywhere else, we should take it seriously. I mean, all of the, you know, fans out here, or I should say all of the people who have been critical of this whole James Gunn situation over the last few weeks or so, we've been called fascists, we've been called prudes, we've been called, you know, hypocrite SJWs, you name it. You know, I've had people tell me they're going to unsubscribe, but let me tell you something. I would rather have people unsubscribe from me for talking and speaking about how I feel honestly than gain a ton of subscribers by being phony and being disingenuous and lying. So if you must unsubscribe from me, I like that it's this way. I like that it's because I'm telling the truth as I see it. After all, the channel is called The Gospel According to Mark with a C. That tells you right there how I feel. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak my truth. He is I and I am he. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's unfortunate, guys. This is not something that I take pride in. It's not something that I'm happy about. It makes me sick. And I think that we can do better with paying attention to what's going on around us, to the point where we can actually be capable of standing for something without being afraid of having the shades pulled up on us. You know, because this is something that is, this is a very special circumstance. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be worried about somebody saying, well, you told an off-color joke. This is about the implication that children are being victimized sexually, objectified sexually, you know, and if that's not something that a grown man should be able to talk about, or a grown woman should be able to talk about in a responsible way, then this world really is lost. Alright guys, well like I said, I have other things to do, so I just wanted to address that real quick, and I want to shout out everybody out there who's been speaking about this, who's been opinionated about this, and who's not afraid to speak their mind and stand up for what you feel is right. Okay guys, that's it for now. I will see you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.